Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 389 based on novel. So let's start. Master Xiao Yan, are you really in the depths of this demon suppression prison? The next moment, the voice of the leader of the guards who was in a coma after speaking intermittently disappeared, wrapping the 10,000 demon king inside. The three demon kings were silent for a few minutes, and then a rare heaviness flashed in their eyes. Water, Fire, and Evil Cage Town Demon Prison is ranked 8th, and two of them have the terrifying strength of the White King, not to mention other evil beings. With the strength of the four of them today, I am afraid there is no way to do it. If they insist on going, I am afraid there will be no death. Pregnancy. But if this great opportunity is left unattended, once the black evil dragon wolf is killed, it will not only be implicated in the many demon kingdoms behind them, but also in the sealed land of the demon emperor. Earth-shaking changes took place. It seems that in the depths of this town devil's prison, we have to go. After blinking, Xiao Yan also nodded his head, and then said in a deep voice, he knew the seriousness of the matter, and the purpose of this trip to the demon world was for this. No may be hesitant. Earth Rhinoceros Demon King, 10,000 Flower Demon King, you two take them back. Our scattered army also needs someone to take charge of the overall situation. But remember, our current strength is not proportional to the other two powerhouses. Everything must be based on stability. Waiting for us to save Lord Xiao Yan, we will immediately go to the mysterious place to try to rescue the master, so you must insist at that time, otherwise once we lose this battle, the loss of power will be too severe, and I am afraid that in the future, it will become a second-rate force similar to the 7 demon kings. I'll go with brother Xiao Yan to the depths of the demon suppression prison to see. After some contemplation, the WN Yarawang said in a melancholy tone, and the meaning of Tuor Jiyu, who looked at death as if at home in his voice, was clear at a glance. Okay. The two of them looked at each other, carrying 2 unconscious guard leaders, and then slowly left the demon suppression prison. They knew that this time, whether it was themselves or Xiao Yan this time, the mission of the sacred is extremely dignified. I'm afraid they will be there. After a short pause, Xiao Yan's deep eyes flashed with a divine flame, and he looked at the endless dark void. Hey! In the vast and boundless demon suppression prison, it is like a land eroded by the evil power of demons. Trembling, a rare groan resounded. Cece. Xiao Yan's palm lightly grabbed some black light beams, and the palm of his hand suddenly retracted like an electric shock. This level of power. I'm afraid it must be king level. Seeing Xiao Yan being so touched, the 10,000 demon king said coldly. It seems that in addition to the demon world, there are other auras here. It's a little familiar, it seems to be the smell of the soul palace. Xiao Yan's palm is not serious, but the black beam just now clearly hangs down from the sky, and there is not only a sinister evil power in it, but even a touch of soul. The aura of the strong man in the hall also emerged. It's not too late, let's go. The two looked at each other, and then slowly lifted off into the sky, facing the sky. Water and Fire Evil Cage Suppressing Demon Prison. This is a rather peculiar demon suppressing prison. The entire demon suppressing prison is divided into 2 sides, water and fire. In the center of the 2 realms, there is a huge dark red prisoner. The cage, the evil energy around the cage is rolling, the water and fire are extremely strange, but at this time, in this ancient cage like a bird cage, some strange figures slowly stand in it. My lord. I arrived at the prison of the 2 powerful white kings ahead. With our little strength, I am afraid that they will be wiped out in an instant. At this time, the team of dozens of people, led by Xu Shao, everyone slowed down. Slowly walking in this dark void. In the evil cage, a series of stairs directly connected to the bottom, and on the surrounding walls and stones, a series of sacred Brahma patterns were laid out, vaguely suppressing the surging evil power below. Don't worry, I believe that the 2 white kings will be very interested in this transaction. Xu Shao smiled strangely as if he was winning, and after he finished speaking, a strange grimace appeared all over his body, tilting the sacred surrounding the power is isolated, and it is easy to go down. At the same time, around the water and fire evil cage, several figures were also madly chased and killed by a beautiful figure. Dragon Wolf, let's go. Her power has entered the cycle of reincarnation, and it is definitely not something that the 2 of us can resist. I only want to be with Tian Hen in this life. Outside the evil cage, the 2 figures quickly escaped from the pursuit of the figures behind, and the woman said. At this time, the 2 of them were scarred and even their breath was extremely sluggish. It was obvious that they had wasted a lot of energy along the way to avoid the pursuit of the devil. But how could the two 8-star fighting immortals escape the pursuit of the reincarnation powerhouse, let alone angels? Mistress, the master has not avenged his great revenge. You can't easily fall, otherwise I will not be able to explain to the master. The man forced a smile and said immediately, "It's really tenacious, but that's it. Sacred forbidden." At the moment when the two were muttering, a splendid woman behind him, blessed by his holy armor, had the power of reincarnation and the power of divine interaction, which seemed extremely solemn, and suddenly made a high-pitched sound, and countless pure white lights all over her body. The lines flickered like stars in this demon town prison, and immediately countless ghosts and evil auras fled quickly. Because of the power that this beautiful shadow is now exerting, I am afraid that it must be invincible through reincarnation. The body of a dragon and wolf. Seeing this, the black evil dragon wolf sank, and countless demonic energy within his body rose into the sky. In an instant, an energy beast shadow over 1,000 feet stood directly in front of the two of them. That figure, like a dragon's shadow, is covered with countless dragon scales on its huge green body, and its aura is extraordinarily sacred. With the addition of a very conspicuous green dragon horn on its wolf head, that kind of aura turned out to be vaguely touched the reincarnation. It's over. The demon of light betrayed the holy sea. Go back with me to atone for your sins. And you, one of the 3 major overlords of the demon world, the black evil dragon and wolf, who doesn't know what's good or bad, and helps Jew to abuse, also come with me to the holy sea to accept the punishment. The high-pitched voice was like the death sentence of the god's residence, accompanied by Qianying's body. There were more and more holy patterns, and the entire town of demon prisons suddenly swayed. Countless evil ghosts seemed to be provoked by it, forming a ghost that was close to 10,000 feet, and roared at Qianying. "Just a bunch of ants and worms. Submerge yourself under the brilliance of God." The loud chant sounded slowly, and the entire sky was filled with a rare silence, and the tens of thousands of demonic shadows condensed with countless monsters were under the faint beam of light that touched Dao. Collapsed in an instant. "Let's go." Seeing this, Heishan Longlang couldn't stop shaking, and then he politely hugged the demon of light and stepped into the cage of water and fire. In such a situation, I am afraid that only by means of the evil cage that imprisoned the 2 White King powerhouses, there is a chance of life. Wang Om. The extremely holy beam of light cleans and purifies the countless evils in the demon suppression prison, revealing its name as an angel to the fullest. The existence of the 2 kings of the evil cage of water and fire. Well, let's kill it. Angel Qianying calmed down her attack slowly, looking at the evil cage in front of her with her beautiful eyes through the surrounding water and fire zone. "Lightly open your mouth lightly." The 4 wings behind it swayed gently, and every swing would release a beam of light, which washed away the endless evil aura below. 4-winged angel, the power of reincarnation. And below it, because of the traces left by the attack of the angel's power just chanted, looking around, it is a bottomless abyss. In the abyss, there is no evil atmosphere, some only have a rare light, that is the breath of light, it is the power of the divine, and it is the power of destruction exclusively for angel. The black devil dragon wolf brought the devil of light. In order to avoid the angel's execution, he could only rush into the cage of water and fire, and Xiao Yan and the 2 also came non-stop. As for the 4-winged angel, it was extremely slowly chasing after the Haisha dragon wolf. It seemed that she was enjoying this little game of cat and mouse, bit by bit dashing all the latter's hopes. At this time, Xu Shao and others also came to the bottom of the evil cage through a lot of confinement and institutions in the evil cage of water and fire. Here, it is the final place to seal the 2 kings. Is this where the 2 White Kings' seals are located? Everyone just came to the bottom of the evil cage, looking at the blood-colored stone gate that was blessed with at least 5 seals in front of them, and couldn't help muttering. 5 seals, if they were them, I am afraid they would be wiped out in an instant. From this, it is enough to see that the strength of these 2 White King powerhouses is absolutely no trivial matter. Moreover, the terrifying coercion contained in this evil cage of water and fire also made their minds congeal. The evil cage of water and fire, plus the seal in front of them, the double seal, this kind of handwriting is worthy of being a double White King. It really deserves to be the 8th-ranked demon suppression prison. Even if there are many treasures given by the palace master, they almost fell here. Looking at the blood-colored stone gate in front of him, Xu Shao said in a stunned manner. If it wasn't for the information and treasures that the Hall Master gave them on the way, I am afraid that with his initial strength of the 8-star fighting immortals and the soldiers behind him, I am afraid that they would really be destroyed in this cage. After all, this cage doesn't seem to be threatening, but it is not. The countless organs and sacred confinement inside are suffocating. Come on, let's build this great purgatory plan together. As soon as he finished speaking, a piece of white bone flickering with dim light emerged from Xu Xiao's body. As this extremely strange white bone emerged, the temperature of the entire stone room suddenly dropped sharply, and then the blood-colored door vibrated and buzzed, as if it had been strongly attracted. What is this? Such an evil power. Seeing this, the strong souls behind him muttered slowly. They stared blankly at the evil bone, as if the whole person's mind was sucked by it. Go! The evil bones touch the torso bones of human beings. At first glance, it looks extremely dignified, and even an evil pattern that surpasses the heavens and the earth is engraved on it, and the evil and awe-inspiring aura swept out. Open it! In an instant, Xu Xiao snorted coldly, raised the evil bone with both hands, and then stared gloomily at the blood-colored stone gate. With a sound, a viscous black liquid erupted from the evil bones, and went towards the blood-colored stone gate like a poisonous snake. There are a lot of sacred confinement above the blood-colored stone gate, but when it was affected by this force, it slowly became quiet, as if the confinement power was temporarily lost. After a while, Xu Xiao's figure was directly attracted by the blood door, and immediately fell into it completely, and suddenly the place became quiet. Wong buzzing. Just after entering the blood gate, a boundless sea of magic appeared in front of Xu Xiao. In the sea of magic, dark arcs of light kept jumping, roaring, squirming frantically, trying to escape here, the kind of terrifying and devilish energy contained in it. I am afraid that the real 8-star fighting immortals would not dare to stay for a long time. Crash. But the strange thing is that when these magical arcs touched the evil bone on Xu Xiao's body, they quietly dissipated, as if they were absorbed by it. Some ancient powers, when an arc of magic energy reaches a certain saturation level, will purify it, one after another. Even the two white kings can only stay here quietly. As expected, it's the demon suppression prison. But in this vast sea of demons, how can we find the place where the two white kings are sealed? After all, there is not much time left. Xu Xiao shook his head gently, and the black robe disappeared, revealing the almost transparent soul body. The energy ripples, facing the thick demonic energy below, trying to find the location of the two white kings. However, the size of the place has far exceeded Xu Xiao's imagination. After resting, his eyes looked indifferently at the chaotic sea of magic below. It seems that we must penetrate the sea of magic. After a while, Xu Xiao's illusory eyes showed a touch of determination, and then he didn't hesitate. The evil bone stood in front of him, and an extremely evil aura enveloped him, and immediately jumped into the devil. In the sea. Hey. 1 minute, 2 minutes, Xu Xiao, relying on the power of the evil bones, completely ignored the devouring of the demonic energy and descended toward the sea of demons, and as the speed became faster and faster, the aura of the sea of demons below also changed. Cold and hot, two extreme forces seem to be close at hand. This fluctuation is the taste of the Lord. Just as Xu Xiao approached, a magical sound resounded throughout the entire sea of magic and emerged. It seems to have arrived. Xu Xiao, the powerhouse of the Soul Palace, came to rescue the two Lord White Kings. Suddenly, Xu Xiao smiled slightly, staring at the strange evil light group in front of him. The two White Kings seem to be imprisoned in the depths of the sea of magic, and these two evil light groups are only part of their power. Soul Palace? The water-colored evil group said tremblingly when they heard the words, and there was a touch of pride in their voices. This is the skeleton of my lord, how can it be in your hands? Another fiery evil group roared out with a terrifying anger. As the Red King was suppressed by the Demon Emperor in the demon suppression prison, his strength has disappeared rapidly, and this skeleton was obtained by luck from the strong man in my palace. I believe that with it, the Red King can be rescued. Xu Xiao said softly, his voice full of madness. Oh, this doesn't seem to be any good for your soul palace, right? What's your purpose? The fire-colored evil group asked suspiciously, but the extremely evil scorching heat caused Xu Xiao's body to move suddenly. We will help you, but as a price, we will take away all the evil creatures in the two towns and prisons. Xu Xiao said with a smile. The courage of your soul hall is not small. How dare you to plot against our extraterritorial evil clan? At this moment, the fire-colored evil group snorted coldly, and there was already obvious anger in their voices. Our soul hall is for the way of faith, and your foreigners are coveting this great world. Maybe we can become good allies. It was just the power of these two guys that gave him extremely tyrannical oppression. If that's the case, then make a deal, but as a price you must rescue the two of me first. After a long silence, evil voices emerged. That's natural. The lock of the demon, Crack it for me. At this moment, Xu Shao sneered. Immediately above the evil bone, endless power burst out suddenly, following the blood-colored stone door, directly sucking dozens of people outside the door. And enter. Not good. These dozens of people just discovered something, and before they could do anything, the blood all over their bodies exploded, turning into countless blood chains, facing the sacred chains that blocked the entire Devil's Sea. For a time, the demonic energy was crisscrossed and the wind was blowing, but the extremely sacred chain was created by Xu Shao and other handwriting, and a trace of conspicuous cracks appeared. Obviously, it was only a matter of time before it was completely broken. At this moment, the sea of magic was tumbling, and two wicked auras stood proudly, like a sleeping giant dragon, slowly waking up, and those auras turned out to be vaguely the level of the late 8-star fighting immortal. If the two kings break the seal, I am afraid it will cause a real uproar in this world. The water and fire evil cage is ahead. Not long after, Xiao Yan and the WN Yarawang came to the edge of the water and fire evil cage at the same time, and then muttered slightly. The concentration of demonic energy here has far exceeded their imagination. It is like a sea of demons. If Xiao Yang hadn't been harboring holy flames, I am afraid that if they wanted to go deep into the depths of the demon-suppressing prison with their strength, they could only say that they are idiots. That kind of viscous magic energy that is instantly dead. Let's go. I have already sensed the aura of Lord Haisha Longwolf. It seems that the information is correct. The Demon King of 10,000 Demons used some special search methods, and immediately stared at the extremely bright and evil aura in front of him. Huge prison cage, said solemnly. Wait, what is this? The next moment, Xiao Yang's eyes were following the cage, and when he saw the edge of the cage, a looming huge crack appeared, and he couldn't help muttering. There was a very sacred aura in it, even if it was rather dim, even if it was covered by countless ghosts, Xiao Yang could still tell it at a glance, because that kind of aura was not the power of light. And the power of light, I am afraid that only the Holy Sea, plus the angel wings found here, let Xiao Yang care. Get away from me. With a roar, the dazzling amber rock soul fire burst out, knocking back the dark shadow in the crack that covered the line of sight, and instantly turned into steam. This is divine power. At this moment, WN Yarawang couldn't help but lose his voice. It's a terrifying method, and there are still a lot of power that I can't understand. Xiao Yang glanced at his soul power, but said helplessly. This power is indeed the holy power of light unique to the powerhouses of the Holy Sea, but this power is something Xiao Yang has never seen before, and it seems to be more powerful than the wandering angels before. And it is more than tyrannical several times. Mumbling. With a sound, Xiao Yang's acceptance of the ring flickered, and a pure white wing spread out. He immediately grabbed a sacred aura from the abyss below, and the two slowly placed them in front of him, closing his eyes to sense it. Sure enough, it's not a person's breath. After a few minutes, Xiao Yang said in an unusually solemn voice. What's the matter? WAN Yarawang asked in confusion. It's all right, let's go. Xiao Yang smiled slightly, and the demon cube in his body slowly turned. I'm afraid this time, he must use it. What's this? It's just that when Xiao Yang is now concentrating on the water and fire cage, the flame beasts that fell into a deep sleep in Xiao Yang's body, in the sea of fighting chi, are now surrounded by flames. It became extremely white, and the spirit of the little white rat demon couldn't help trembling. After the white light breathed smoothly, it turned into pieces of eggshells, slowly wrapping the creatures inside. Crack. With a sound, a small white and tender hand smashed the white eggshell, and immediately stretched it back. As for the eggshell, it was retracted inside by its small hand, and a rhythmic chewing sound was heard. Emerging from the sea of fighting chi. At this time, the spirit of the mouse demon book trembled in the body, and even the extremely mysterious demon book, in the face of this situation, was like the most loyal servant, without any action. In the white quirky dome, there seems to be a strong creature that surpasses the records of the demon book. At this time, inside the water and fire cage, the Heishan Dragon Wolf and the Demon of Light supported each other, but now the Haisha Dragon Wolf's breath was even weaker. Dragon Wolf, I'm sorry. At this time, the Demon of Light couldn't help but whispered apologetically. The mistress doesn't have to do this. Protecting you and the master is my life's mission. After all, if it wasn't for the two of you back then, I'm afraid I wouldn't be where I am today. Haisha Longlang forced his body up and said with a smile. Hey! At this moment, the Demon of Light was helpless for a while. Boom! At the same time, the entire cage of water and fire suddenly became shaken, and after the breath, a dazzling sound suddenly erupted, a thick black gas, like the light from the dark abyss, burst out. This What's going on? Another 10,000 demon king suddenly appeared in his heart, and hurriedly asked. This is. The demon town has collapsed. How could that be? At this moment, Xiao Yang was also extremely puzzled. As early as when he entered here, Xiao Yang had carefully sensed that the seal in this demon suppression prison was extremely stable, and nothing could happen. The vision of heaven and earth is clearly the breath that can only be evaporated by the kings of the evil races outside the territory. That's a sign that the seal of the demon town is about to be broken. Boom! A circle of black smoke, centered on the water and fire cage, completely vented out, and immediately the entire water and fire cage shook uncontrollably. That feeling, like an energy ball, is now absorbing power beyond the limit that one can accept. I am afraid that if this continues, it will not be long before this place will explode completely. And once the demon suppression prison collapses, the two white kings among them will probably see the light of day again. The two white kings, this level of powerhouse, let alone in the demon world, even in any place in the great world, can be regarded as a strategic force. At that time, I am afraid this place will turn into a real hell. Ha ha ha. My fire and water are evil, and now I finally see the sun again. Not long after, a cold roar accompanied by a blood-shattering evil spirit filled the sky, adding countless cold and awe-inspiring sternness to this already extremely evil demon suppression prison. Catcher. At this moment, the top of the water and fire cage seemed to be separated by a sword, and the cage was chopped off. How long? This contains the sacred chains that are enough to suppress the two white kings, and it shatters in an instant. With the explosion in the sky and the venting of the evil aura, Xiao Yang slowly saw that directly above the water and fire cage, two figures stood up with a rebellious and arrogant aura. It was a black man covered in cyan water, and a black figure covered in brown flames. But whether it's a man with a cyan water liquid or a man with a brown flame, the fluctuations emerging from his body are far from being comparable to them. That is the power of the late 8-star fighting immortals. At a glance, it turned out that Xiao Yang couldn't help but have a creepy aura. Oh, it seems that there are some old acquaintances. In an instant, the two white kings had just unblocked, and suddenly through the water and fire cage, they saw the two men and women supporting each other, sneered and roared out. The man who was covered in cyan water, filled with a cold and evil aura, and his eyes looked extraordinarily strange in this devil-suppressing prison. At this moment, his eyes were fixedly staring at the bodies of the two black dragons and wolves below, and an icy killing intent filled the air. He lowered his head gently, and under the shroud of countless cold and evil liquids, a twisted face filled with cyan magic lines revealed endless sternness, his sinister smile, and a magic sound that penetrated the world, resounded throughout the town of demons. Prison. Hey Sha Long Lang, long time no see. This king really misses you so much. Hi Sha Long Wolf. The evil man wrapped in cyan water, showing his white teeth, a trace of madness that was close to a twisted smile, stared at the weak Hai Sha Long Wolf. The voice seemed to be a vicious dog, constantly wanting to crush not a single muscle or a single bone on his body. He couldn't help imprisoning his soul, and he would never be able to turn over. Water and fire are two evils. With the last bit of strength, the black evil dragon wolf forcibly supported his body, stood up, and protected the demon of light behind him, sneered, and stood up proudly as if he were dead. Do you know each other? At this moment, the demon of light also smelled a cold killing intent from his dignified gaze. In addition to his strength in the late stage of the 8-star fighting immortals, he couldn't help frowning slightly. Water and fire are two evils. I accompanied a strong red king and an army of foreign evil tribes to attack our demon world, and they were suppressed by the seal of the master. It's an old opponent, and it's my defeat. For a moment, a deafening and ferocious voice emerged from the mouth of the black dragon wolf. Don't mention the past again, old guy. This time, this king will see how you can escape. The guy roared wildly after being told by the Heishan Longlang. After the rest, the corners of the mouth of the water demon king wrapped in cyan water were sharp, and the icy water of evil kept overflowing all over his body. Strange. Those guys in the Soul Palace have already gone to pave the way for us to suppress the devil where the Red King is located, but there seems to be some terrifying aura here, something similar to the power of light. Is it an illusion? However, how could it be possible that Heishan Longlang's dignified 8-star fighting immortal late-stage strength could be so seriously injured? What the is going on? At this time, the Fire Demon King, who was covered in brown flames, stood quietly in the sky, and did not act rashly. With a sound, a trace of light was completely concealed in the void of the demon suppression prison. Obviously, an angel who has stepped into the reincarnation, trying to deceive the perception of the 8-star fighting immortals, is still easy. She doesn't seem to be in a hurry, because she also wants to see the grievances between these people, not to mention that there are still some figures running towards here, adding a bit more color to the battle. This time, who can save you? Let this king fall here. Blood curtain of evil water, die. The water demon king roared, and the monstrous water curtain behind him directly pressed down. The extreme evil aura unconsciously burned and suppressed other powerhouses. Mistress, get out of the way, let me come. In an instant, watching this incomparably evil and water curtain descend, the complexion of the black evil dragon wolf suddenly became gloomy, and the body was tensed at the same time, and the expression was abnormally solemn. The blood in the body boiled. In the current situation, I am afraid there is only the last way to burn life, otherwise the two will be completely buried here today. You have protected me a lot, let me come next. Angel feather sword. Instead, the demon of light protected the black dragon wolf behind him, and immediately the ****** angel wings behind him waved, instantly turning into an extremely exquisite sacred sword on his slender jade hand. Staring coldly at the water demon king and the evil water curtain, the sacred sword in his hand made an extremely harsh humming sound. Die. Seeing the two arguing so much, the corners of the water fiend king's mouth were insane. He didn't care why the hay fiend dragon wolf was like this, as long as the hay fiend dragon wolf was obliterated, revenge, and shame. And just when the two were at a stalemate, the evil water curtain quietly approached them with a terrifying power that could be learned from the world. The demon king, immortal golden body, immortal flames. 3 cold snorts swept out, and immediately centered on the 2 black evil dragons and wolves, and 3 incomparably strong defenses swept out. First of all, there is the spirit-like appearance of a demon emperor, a giant figure that is full of thousands of feet, expelling all the evil aura from the whole world. He stands proudly, and looks at the oncoming evil water curtain, unmoved at all. Then there is the second, the giant figure blessed by the bright golden light, which tightly protects every part of the body of the 2 demons of light. Finally, the energy armor composed of immortal flames protects the flesh and blood of the 2 and even the skin inside. 2 adults, go back. At this time, the demon king of 10,000 demons appeared inside, supporting the black demon dragon wolf, and said respectfully, "The complete power of the black devil dragon wolf 8-star fighting immortal is actually so seriously injured. What kind of power does it take to make it look like this? But now is obviously not the time to think about these issues. The WN Yarawang can only support them and slowly leave here." Boom. A deafening roar sounded, and circles of energy ripples emerged, but the evil water curtain was like a series of water droplets, dripping heavily on the demon emperor's heavenly appearance. Without any hesitation, the spiritual quasi-immortal level demon emperor's celestial appearance was directly torn by the evil water curtain and turned into a sky full of powder. Bang bang bang. After the demon emperor's celestial appearance was broken, the power of the evil water curtain still did not weaken in any way. It was charging towards Xiao Yang's immortal golden body. The crazy and evil fluctuations contained in it were Xiao Yang's. This is the first time in Yang's life. Crack. With a sound, the power of the immortal golden body didn't last long, and it was completely destroyed by it. Obviously, the absolute distance in the power cannot be resisted by these external means. Let's go. Xiao Yang's eyes were very deep, and his body trembled immediately, and he directly took the Haisha Longwolves away from the cage floor. With a sound, the evil water curtain suddenly hit the area, and immediately countless rock crystals turned into powder, and a crack with a size of thousands of meters emerged, and the deadly breath of death in it was unquestionable. Xiao Yang. Being rescued by Xiao Yang, the black evil dragon wolf and the demon of light exclaimed at the same time. 2. Now is probably not the time to reminisce. Xiao Yang smiled bitterly, the flames in his eyes flickered, and a strange and boundless wave spread out. The 2 white kings, and they are also 2 powerful men with the strength of the late 8-star fighting immortals at the same time, which makes Xiao Yang like a formidable enemy. Oh! Saint Flame Controller? It seems that this time, a great harvest. Seeing that Xiao Yang's attack was actually stopped by Xiao Yang's midterm strength of the 7-star fighting immortals, the water demon king smiled slightly, and then looked around with his extremely evil eyes, and found that there was no other after the help. An even more terrifying icy cold suffocation permeated out. Let's die together. As soon as the water demon king finished speaking, Bai Jing raised his palm and waved it towards the void where Xiao Yang and the 4 were. Bang bang bang. The palm of his hand was just waved down, and Xiao Yang's 4 bodies were suddenly able to shrink, and the surrounding dim void space was distorted, and vaguely there were shadows of water and clay figurines emerging, that kind of like a pool. The water liquid clay figurine, which is generally extremely soft, just appeared, But Xiao Yang's pupils shrank violently, and a wave of death filled his heart. Crack! With a sound, his hand picked up the knife and fell, and suddenly he was awe-inspiring, and roared away at Xiao Yang, but when he attacked Xiao Yang, he disappeared in the air, and seemed to be wiped out by a more mysterious power. You seem to have something in your body. Watching the water-liquid clay figurines go away with a devastating blow, they suddenly disappeared when they hit Xiao Yang's side, as if they were swallowed up by some mysterious creature. Generally, what? At this moment, the eyes of the Shui Fiend King, who were originally sneering at the corners of his mouth, trembled involuntarily, because at this time, there seemed to be a majestic behemoth in Xiao Yang's body, slowly waking up. And its aura turned out to be more tyrannical than himself, and more importantly, the Water Demon King actually felt a real fear from that rare fluctuation. That's what power! In an instant, the body of the Water Fiend King also jumped tightly, sluggishly above the void as if facing an enemy, watching Xiao Yang's whole body flashing with an unusually dazzling light. That ray of light was not a holy flame or an aura of light, but an ancient flavor from the ancient times, which was full of domineering power, like a supreme king overlooking the 9 heavens descending into the world. And with his own powerful blow, he could completely kill several people in a blink of an eye, but he would easily be destroyed in the mysterious light group. Just when the Water Demon King was puzzled, an extremely domineering breath was vented out, and behind Xiao Yang, a giant bubble was slowly condensed. Crash! I don't know what kind of magic this roar has, but just after it spread, I saw that with Xiao Yang at the center, the evil aura in a radius of 100 miles escaped in an instant, with a touch of domineering and tyrannical breath, filled here. Just in terms of the nature of that aura, I am afraid that it is the Demon Emperor, and he will not give in too much. This is. In an instant, the Haisha Dragon Wolf and the 10,000 Demon King couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and respect within their bodies, and a trace of blood was boiling unconsciously. That kind of breath is very kind, like family and friends, but it is extremely domineering, so that the two can't help but bow to it, the kind of suppression that comes from the bloodline, the shock from the depths of the soul. As if this mysterious guy is the overlord who dominates the demon world, just the domineering aura above all things makes them powerless to fight back. This kind of breath has only appeared on the Demon Emperor in the entire demon world. What the is going on with this guy? The WN Demon King and the Haisha Longlang didn't care about anything else, and turned their heads to watch Jing Jing crawl on Xiao Yang's body. The monster that was wrapped in a mysterious beam of light said in awe, "Little guy, finally willing to come out?" Xiao Yang was startled at first, and then looked at the latter with a rather euphemistic laughter. This guy is naturally a fiery beast that has been quietly staying in Xiao Yang's body in the sea of vindictive energy. Originally, Xiao Yang was about to use his demonic power just now, but he never thought that this little guy would be so timely. In this way, maybe the situation of the battle could be turned around. After Xiao Yang said this, the flame beast didn't seem satisfied. It twisted its arrogant head quite humanely, and rubbed **** the corner of Xiao Yang's clothes, as if to vent its unhappiness. "I am clearly so old, and I have grown a lot since the last time I came out. How can you still call me a little guy? It's okay, it's all big guys. Hey! Your strength." Seeing this, Xiao Yang noticed the change in this guy's heart for a while. However, Xiao Yang followed his body and found that the flame beast had undergone considerable changes. Even when he saw this guy's body, he couldn't help but be startled. In the past, this guy was still in his infancy, and he always looked like a rather cute little beast, but now as he entered the mature stage, he has made great progress in both body and strength, and his overall size has grown. With a size of several tens of meters, some of the characteristics of the body that are exclusive to it are also becoming more and more obvious. The flame beast is also quite peculiar. Its body is a special figure like a unicorn. That special scale not only has some kind of tyrannical defensive power, but also seems to have some kind of extremely terrifying attack power, which integrates offense and defense. People are intimidated. Its head is like a domineering tiger's head, revealing an extremely domineering aura invisibly, which is the oppression and pride of the exclusive superior, but its tail is constantly swaying like a wolf's tail, quite strange. It seems every time it shakes, it will make this space quite agitated. And finally, the footsteps are as huge as cow hooves. I am afraid that it is enough to easily shatter most of the things in the world. All in all, today's flaming beasts are a living one with 4 dissimilarities. But it is this guy, although there is no clear strength, but the aura emanating from it is actually the same as that of the late-stage 8-star fighting immortal Water Demon King, and from the horrified eyes of the Water Demon King, it is enough to see the fear of this guy. This thing can't be left behind. Seeing that the crisis was temporarily relieved, It was also while talking to a few people that the Water Demon King exploded, and on the palm of Baiji, a terrifying force that moved the world, vented out, and immediately without any hesitation, the body trembled, unexpectedly attacked Xiao Yang. The fluctuation of this level is an all-out blow from the late-stage 8-star Yan. This Water Demon King is trying to completely obliterate Xiao Yang. The Water Demon King knew that the strength and danger of this sudden appearance far surpassed those of the others, so he chose to take action as soon as possible. Not good. Seeing this, Xiao Yang's body trembled immediately, and hurriedly tried to block the attack of the Water Demon King for the Flame Beast. The strength of the Flame Beast is unknown, and it has just appeared. How could it be possible to take a blow from this Water Fiend King? When Xiao Yang's body collided with the Beast of Flames, the blood of the demons in his body burst out, like a dead volcano, instantly filled with endless power, about to roar and erupt. Seeing Xiao Yang's actions like this, a soft light appeared in the eyes of the Beast of Flames, and then the huge hooves stomped abruptly, and an extremely angry emotion emerged together with a deep energy. Boom! After a while, the barren land under the Flames Beast's feet suddenly burst open. There was no evil aura in it, but there was an extremely rich earth element. In the blink of an eye, countless rock energies formed 1,000 jong-sized beam in front of it. The energy barrier of the terrifying defensive power contained in it cannot be shaken. That kind of barrier, colorful, not only has a very heavy earth element, but also contains a touch of domineering power. That kind of power is far beyond the understanding of the WN Yarawang and others, and even the Haisha Dragon Wolf has a palpitations in his heart at this time. I am afraid that this level of energy barrier, even if he is full of energy, can't be beat. Bang bang bang. When the terrifying attack of the Water Demon King touched the colorful energy barrier, it was like hitting on cotton. All of his power was absorbed by it for a while, and his palm was actually tight. The fit together cannot move the slightest. This is impossible. Looking at this scene, the face of the Water Demon King was full of inconceivability, and a stunned expression from the depths of his soul emerged. The 1,000 Jong energy barrier protected Xiao Yang and everyone, and immediately the Flame Beast suddenly collapsed and came to Xiao Yang. The colorful power burst out at the same time, and the beast's eyes were full of extremely angry emotions. This time, the color of heaven and earth changed, and even the King Huasha, who had been quiet, changed his face slightly. Because of the two of them, from the fierce eyes of the Flame Beast, they smelled an endless cold killing intent. This video will end here.